How's TJ?
Still day to day. He's getting better. I'm not sure yet. Still 48 hours, before we play Sunday. So we'll see how he is tomorrow. He's better today, and I think he's gradually getting better each day.
What are your thoughts on this rivalry between you and Murray?
I don't really look at it as a rivalry. I mean, it's a non-conference game. It's an important game because it's the next game, but again, non-conference game.
But there's a lot of history there.
There is history, and Steve's done a great job. And prior to Steve, they got a good program, and we have a lot of respect for them. But again, I don't never really get caught up in rivalries. I think it's more for the fans. Not approaching the game any differently than we did last Saturday for IUP. Our preparation's the same. A little different, I guess, in the sense that we're in finals this week, which makes it a little more difficult. But I think the kids have done a good job, but still a lot of distractions with finals going on.
Is there any, I think I know the answer, but any frustration the fact that Murray's won 3 out of 4 in this series?
No. We're 0-0. They had some good runs. We both won a game in the tournament last year, and they've got one of the premier players in the country, and Isaiah Cannon. Ed Daniels is a guy who's put himself in a position to possibly be a draft pick. And the thing that's most impressive about him is, you look at Stacy Wilson, one of their top scorers. He didn't even play a lot last year, but they obviously did a good job developing him. Got a transfer, and Fields, Brandon Garrett was a JUCO transfer. Stacy was a JUCO transfer. So they've done a good job with some transfers and blending them in with some really good players.
Could you elaborate a little bit on Cannon specifically and what makes him so tough and so talented?
You mentioned the talent. He's very talented. Physically, he's gifted. He's got a good basketball IQ. He can make shots. He passes it. He's quick. But more importantly, he's a competitor. The more I watch him, the more respect I have for him. He'll find ways to beat you, and hopefully we can find ways to make someone else beat us.
You think you'll find out a lot about your team on Sunday?
No. I've already found out a lot about them. This game doesn't define us either way. It's going to be a good basketball game. They're a great basketball team. We've battled through injuries, and so I know what we've got, and we're going to continue to grow from this point. And again, I've said this before: our best basketball is ahead of us, and we're just trying to get better each day.
You mentioned finals battle and that schedule, and what's been going on in practice. What have you seen from the guys this week?
I've seen them trying to, really compete, but at the same time, it probably hasn't been as crisp and as fluid as at times as I would like. But I've done this long enough to know this is the week that can be difficult, and it's been somewhat of a struggle. Got to get through this week, and then then there's no classes. We can really concentrate on basketball, and I think that's the time that most teams improve the most, and we're looking forward to getting there.
Murray doesn't lose many games at home. I know you've been there a few times. Is that a pretty hostile environment, you feel like?
Can be. It can be fun. As a player, if you're the type of player that enjoys it, it can be a lot of fun. But, they got great fan support, and I'm sure they'll show up in droves on Sunday to see us and the Racers.
This starts, with the 3-game stretch that we've talked about before the season even started. Do you have outside of obviously wanting to win all 3, do you have a goal in mind or what you want to try to get out of these next 3 games, which is easily going to be the toughest on your schedule all year?
Same as we do go out and compete, play hard, compete, get better, play together, play the game the right way. And that's what we're going to try to do starting Sunday. It's what we've done the first 10 games. We've had some real quality wins. We were talking earlier, if you look at DePaul, they're 7-3. They just won by 20 at Arizona State last night. Southern Miss, I think they're 8-2. That's a game that went to the wire. We made a shot at regulation that would have won it and got waved off with a charge foul. Iowa went to Iowa State and won by 15 the other night. So, you know, we've played good basketball. And, you know, like I said earlier, we battled through some adversity, a lot of injuries. And it's more injuries than I can ever recall in any time that I've been associated with a basketball team. But these guys have shown what they're made of, their character, and they're going to compete. I don't think there's any question about it.
Has it even taken you by surprise a little bit the way they've responded despite the injuries that you have had?
No, not really. I mean, I think it's who we are. It's just the culture that we're building each and every day, and it's important that we build a culture that you know, we're going to compete. I think Jimmy V said it best. He said, you know, playing hard doesn't guarantee winning, but not playing hard guarantees losing. And so we understand that we have to play hard every day to have a chance, and that's all we're trying to instill in these guys. And we're to that point where I'm comfortable every time we walk out we're going to compete. And now it's about being efficient in the half court and continuing to find different guys that can score points for us.